So I am Tamara Rodney. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. I migrated to the United States when I was 8 years old. I turned
Hmm.
50 a couple weeks ago. So that
Okay.
means I've lived 42 years of my life in the United States. That
Mm.
journey began in Brooklyn, New York,
Oh, wow.
where I was educated myself through early elementary ed, middle school, and high school. I did a year at the SUNY or in the SUNY system, the State University of New York system, and New York
Hmm.
folks know SUNY CUNY
I know
dynamic.
Sunny.
Um, and then I moved to Florida where I continued my education. So I started college at like 17. That's important to note. I finished high school in 3 years.
Mm.
And then it took me a lot longer to finish college, which I have my own reasons why I think that was so. But I graduated from the Florida State University system, particularly from FAU, Florida Atlantic. That's where I met my husband. That's where I got married. That's where I had my first child. And then in about 2007, life brought my family here. So my husband got a job at Webster University. He brought us here to St. Louis, and we've been here ever since, with the exception of 24, 25, when we went back to Florida because I had to be in service to my parents. They're
Hmm.
in their 70s, approaching 80. My
Hmm.
stepmom has dementia, so my dad
Hmm.
needed some help. My mom passed away when I was 8 years old, so I've
Hmm.
only known my stepmom since then. So I went
Hmm.
to be in service to them for that year.
Hmm.
Quickly realized that Florida has changed radically, and my family liked our life here in the Midwest. So
Hmm.
moved my parents out of Florida. They're now in Georgia with my brother, and we're here. So that's personally me. I started my teaching career ELA in South
Hmm.
Florida in the school district, Broward County Public Schools, very diverse school district. I started off teaching high school, ninth grade, and then I continued my profession here in St. Louis after
Hmm.
transitioning to the Midwest and returning to get my master's degree. And I taught at the community college for a little while, St. Louis Community College to be exact.
Hmm.
I taught a lot of the developmental writing courses there, and
Hmm.
then returned to the K-12 space in 2016
Hmm.
and taught at a local district here, predominantly white district, for 7 years before heading back to Florida, um, where I taught at Broward County Public Schools
Hmm.
for that within that year, and then came back to the Midwest, ended up at another predominantly white institution neighboring the one where I previously taught, and have decided not to return there this coming
Hmm.
school year, and
Hmm.
instead am scheduled to teach. This is the Midwest, especially St. Louis. Fragmentation
Hmm.
is what we do best.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what would be one district in South Florida is five here in St. Louis. So the beauty of that
Hmm.
dynamic, though, is that you have choice. So when you find yourself in a situation that doesn't quite fit, as I've learned here to say here in the Midwest, not a good fit, you can make
Hmm.
a different decision. So I've pivoted and I'll be starting at another local district, not predominantly white. Um, I feel like it's pretty diverse, but predominantly Black. I
Hmm.
think is urban, is how I would
Hmm.
describe it. So
Hmm.
kind of excited about that, um, because it's
Let
been
me
a
ask you,
time.
you said Broward,
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 Broward, yeah,
Broward,
Broward,
ARD.
Broward, Broward
And
County
what
Public
type
Schools.
of what was the student
Oh
population at
gosh,
Broward?
if I so Broward, I think is the seventh largest district in the United States,
Oh,
if I
wow.
could express the population that way. When I started teaching there in 2003,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they told us there were 150 countries represented in the district
Oh, wow.
alone. Like my
Geez.
first teaching assignment was an ESL, several ESL classes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back, I think that number could easily be 200 now, having
Oh, wow.
taught there.